I hope this will be a good news to people, Imolites, that are in support of Emeka Ihedioha, rather than Hope Uzodinma that they claim has been imposed on them by the Hausa Fulani APC government. Right now, the Supreme Court has fixed 3 p.m. to rule on Emeka Ihedioha's application for a review of the ruling. The Supreme Court has suspended proceedings after taking argument from parties on the application by the sacked governor of Imo State, Emeka Ihedioha, for a review of the court's January 14, 2020 judgment sacking him. A 7-man panel of the court, led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Ibrahim Muhammad Tanko. This is the CJN that Buhari brought in after ousting out Onoge. Well, we don't know what this will turn out to be anyway. A moment ago, the court will rise to return later for its decision, and hopefully it will be in favor of Emeka Ihedioha. Not because PDP is a party that I'm part of or appreciate how they operate. They are all birds of the same feather. But people feel that Emeka Ihedioha, since there is no other better person at the moment, they feel Emeka Ihedioha is the voice of the people, and they believe that Hope Uzodinma is more or less a stooge of Buhari's government. An official of the court later returned to announce that the decision of the court on the application will be rendered at about 3 p.m. today. Lawyer to Emeka Ihedioha and his party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Kanu Agabi, senior advocate of Nigeria, while arguing his client's case, prayed the court to set aside its January 14th judgment and restore the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which the Supreme Court had voided. The appeals court has declared Uzodinma's petition at the Governorship Election Tribunal as incompetent and declared Ihedioha winner of the election held in Imo late last year. Lawyer to Hope Uzodinma of the All Progressive Congress APC, who replaced Emeka Ihedioha as Imo State Governor, Damian Dodo, senior advocate of Nigeria, prayed the court to retain its judgment and refuse the request by Emeka Ihedioha and PDP. Dodo argued that the court is not empowered under any known law to set aside its judgment as prayed by Emeka Ihedioha and PDP. He argued that instances where the Supreme Court could correct its judgment are where where typographical errors are identified or slip, which do not reflect the intention of the court. Dodo argued that the application by Emeka Ihedioha is an affront to the court's dignity and creates the impression that the court was not thorough and did not think through its judgment before delivering it. The courtroom was packed with lawyers and politicians who are mostly members of APC and PDP, hoping that either of their own representative flag bearer will actually get the ruling in favor. Among notable faces are chairmen of both parties, Adam Oshiomhole and Uche Secondus. Also cited was former Minister of Foreign Affairs Viola Owuliri. Well, more will come out of this. More will come out of it. Well, we hope that it will come in favor of the person that the Imolite actually want. Now, on the part of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, which is the third respondent through its lawyer, Mr. Taminu Inua, senior advocate of Nigeria, said it would abide by the decision of the Apex Court. Earlier, Agabi withdrew the initial review application his client filed on February 5th and substituted it with another one dated February 17th. The previous application was accordingly struck out. Arguing his case, Agabi, senior advocate of Nigeria, said his clients were only praying that the Apex Court to correct the mistake that occasioned a great miscarriage of justice against them. They said, "We are not here to challenge the authority of this court, respect the supremacy of this court, and we recognize that your judgment is final. If we can go to God in prayer to change his mind, so also we can come before this court to change its mind." He contended that judgment of the Court of Appeal that struck out Uzodinma's petition for being incompetent was not decided by the Supreme Court. Agabi noted that whereas only results from 366 polling units was in issue, the Apex Court panel erroneously made reference to 388 polling units. He queried the whereabouts of the balance of results from 22 polling units in the state, saying no indication was given as to what the results were in respect of the 22 polling units. it was a fatal error Agabi submitted, adding that from the computation of the apex court, the total number of votes cast at the election exceeded the total number of accredited voters by over 100,000 votes, and that's a lot of numbers. We all know how election is in Nigeria. It's always riddled with inconsistency, violence, and a lot of games. Besides, Agabi argued that Uzodinma had, in his substantive petition before the Imo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, maintained that the gubernatorial contest that held in the state on March 9th, 2019 was invalid by reason of corrupt practices and non-compliance with the Electoral Act. Ihediola's lawyer therefore contended that it was wrong for the apex court to declare Uzodinma winner of an election he adjudged to be flawed. He got a benefit for what he did not seek, Agabi added, even as he urged the apex court to set aside its judgment that favored Uzodinma and the All Progressive Congress APC and restore the Court of Appeals verdict that affirmed Ihediola as a valid winner of the Imo State governorship election. He insisted that the Supreme Court was adequately empowered by Section 6, subsection 6 of the 1999 Constitution as amended to reverse itself on the matter. He said, "My lords, when I was a child, my father would beat me to cry and also beat me to stop. My lords, please, we are crying. Do not treat us like my father did. I heard you to set aside the judgment." And that's funny. My lords are humans and can make mistakes, but the law has given you power to correct yourself so that your mistakes are not immortalized. That is what Agabi pleaded. So, and a lot of reactions here, but we'll see what will come out of this, as I do not even trust the court itself. They are not infallible, and I don't know, it's a serious issue. I don't see them, well, we don't know. It could be just like what happened in Bayelsa State. Maybe this will be a turn, and don't forget that any ruling of this court will stand as an example for any other person. Simply put, any other person will come up to say, well, since the court can accept this, well, I believe that I can also do this, and it's going to set a new stage when it comes to the rulings of the court. So I don't know. Let's see what is going to be. The story will change in the next coming some few minutes. Now we'll see what it will turn out to be. That's what it is for now. If you're not a member of this channel, we can grow together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever our videos are uploaded. Thanks for